Looking back at what the decade has given us anime fans over the past few years is just a mood that I've been getting into over the past few videos, isn't it? We're only 3 years into the decade, but we've already got a lot of memories to remember down the line. For now, let's continue appreciating more the best of anime. 3 years in, and we've already got a lot of epic sword fights, so that's what we're going with today. Let's see what anime has given us in the past 3 years as far as the ever popular weapon's concerned. We start things off not with a Japanese product, but a Chinese anime. Fog Hills gave us an amazing example of swordsmanship in its bridge fight. Fog Hills is just a show that's always amazed me. The plot's short and simple, and when I look at it, it doesn't exactly knock anything out of the park with its narrative. Still, it does decently enough for itself as a story. However, when the spotlight turns to the fight scenes and the animation, it's a whole different story. Seeing the flurry of the sword fight never fails to bring me joy. To think that it's a niche anime from a place that's not exactly known for exporting animation, it just amazes me how smooth and frantic the motions in this sequence are. Fog Hills doesn't have a lot of episodes, but each episode counts with moments like this. Whether it be this fight or one of the many other action sequences featured on this channel before, I've got nothing but respect for the guys who brought us this show. You like the recently concluded 4th season of Danmachi? Well, let's rewind time a bit and take a look at season 3. Belle vs Asterius from the 3rd season for me is one of the best fights Danmachi had to offer throughout its run. They had a previous fight, but this one was just something else. It's one of the fights that started out red hot and got even better the more the fighters wore each other down. It's also hard not to cheer for Asterius as the battle progressed, with the latter digging deep to overcome Belle's head-on attack. There's also some symbolic thing going on there with Asterius destroying the red Minotaur knife Belle had, making this feel like a rite of passage for him and an establishing moment for his role as Belle's rival. When it's all said and done, we had one winner, and things have finally evened out for the two of them. The words, "now we're even," run a lot deeper than the surface when you think about it. It's not just about their record against each other, but also how each of them contributed in making the other stronger through their victories in battle. Before we continue, let me ask you a question. Have you ever wondered what it's like being in Japan but don't have the budget to take that long flight there? But with our sponsors Tokyo Treat and Sakurako, you can get a glimpse of what Japan tastes like. Tokyo Treat and Sakurako are subscription-based snack boxes that both aim to provide the authentic Japan experience right on your doorstep. Tokyo Treat delves more on the cooler, seasonal and limited edition snacks. With Sakurako, however, you'll find a lot of authentic and artisan snacks that give you a very genuine feel of what Japan has to offer through its various regions and prefectures. To cap it all off, you typically get some nifty kitchenware to go with it too. And every box includes a booklet with information about all of the snacks, including allergen information and Japanese culture. And this month, Tokyo Treat takes you to the always energetic city of Osaka. This month's box shows you why many people consider Osaka the culinary capital of Japan. I personally love this chocolate orange Kit Kat, but you also don't want to miss the Lifeguard soft candy that they'll be giving out this time. Sakurako, on the other hand, wants you to enjoy Japan's fruit marvels and mochi, two desserts that Japan is famous for. There's no better way to get a taste of them through this month's Sakurako box. Sounds like a good deal, doesn't it, right? That's why I'm inviting you to try subscribing to Tokyo Treat and Sakurako snack boxes through the link in the description. Here's your once-in-a-lifetime chance to experience some of Japan's best offerings right in the comfort of your own home. Katana Man vs Denji is a great finale for the first part of Chainsaw Man. Katana Man and Denji had quite a confrontation back in episode 9. In there, Denji got routinely rooted, and it's a shining moment that truly sold us all on how much of a tough opponent Katana Man is. Their second battle, I feel, manages to surpass the first one, even with all the expectations built upon that tense encounter. After some failed attempts at diplomacy, we got the usual Chainsaw Man goodness with the big, loud fighting that sends both combatants flying through the city. Katana Man hasn't lost a step since the previous battle, and he puts Denji in an arguably worse state than he was in their fight. With arms cut off, Denji was completely helpless against the unstoppable force in front of him, or so everyone thought. I really like comeback wins like this, you know. Even at such a disadvantage, Denji manages to sneak out a win. I didn't see the leg chainsaw coming, and it's all it took for the winner to be decided this time round. Fortune flips at the slightest touch.
頭んチェーンソーが残ってるからね。任せろ。獣が狩人の言葉信じるなってね。
Following Chainsaw Man, we have another super hyped show, but this time from a decade ago. It's Sword Art Online. SAO seems to have always been A1's favourite son ever since becoming a smash hit over 10 years ago. As such, it's gotten a lot of love over the years, and it's the franchise that we consistently get content one after another. In a new decade, it doesn't nearly have as much of a foothold in the popularity side of things anymore, but A1 all but stepped up their game in terms of animating it. Just look at the fights in War of Underworld. The animation for the fights reached all-time highs for the franchise, and with the help of amazing music and voice work, they elevated some of the biggest fights in the series like Vector versus Berkoli. The thing is, in terms of the actual fight itself, it's not even that spectacular. Berkoli, despite being the strongest Integrity Knight, was completely outmatched and had to resort to stalling to charge up his OP skill. It's a one-sided affair that looked a lot more intense thanks to the efforts of the anime team. You can tell that everyone put their heart into this one, especially those last moments. That makes this fight a winner in my book.
実戦権裏切りは過去を切る剣。来てやったぜ。
Bleach made a triumphant return, and it's on the heels of absolutely spectacular fights. Genbachi vs Unohana is one of those. Long-time Bleach fans know how little the pre-Blood War arcs had Unohana in action. For supposedly being one of the senior captains, she gets so little time out in the battlefield. But when she draws her sword, as this new season showed, she's a monster more than capable of standing up to Kenpachi himself. Unohana and Kenpachi had their fight in the only place capable of holding their insane bloodlust and thirst for battle. It truly is the Unohana fight long-time Bleach fans wanted and finally got, and it's one of the first times we truly see Kenpachi getting pushed to the edge. This was a death match for the ages, and the anime team really brought out the best of it with the overall direction of the scene. Seeing Unohana's Bankai and having it elaborated on more than what the manga readers got truly was the cherry on top. Utsuro vs Gintoki is a fitting finale to a godly series. I love serious Gintama, I really do, especially when they give us epic clashes like Gintoki vs Jirocho and the showdown against Takasugi. It's all fitting that we got something as good as this for the finale, and what makes this battle so good is not even the actual fighting. Gintama, while having some fights that look so good, is a show whose fights are built through dialogue, emotions and build-up. That's not to say that Ufotable or Mappa fights are lacking in emotion, but the whole methodical approach is obviously more emphasized in a story that's gone on for a long while and has so many arcs of building like Gintama. This final battle is relatively quiet, both figuratively and literally, and it made for such a captivating showdown. Longtime fans also get a treat to see old fights incorporated in this final battle, reminding everyone of the journey we've all been through. It's the finale that we all deserve. Rounding out the list is Tengen vs Gyutaro. Of course, we can't leave out one of the best fights we got in Demon Slayer's anime adaptation. Tengen vs Gyutaro is what you'd expect from a series that exploded into popularity on the wake of absolutely stunning fight animation. I normally include the whole sequence when talking about this fight, since it lasted for half the arc basically, but when viewing the last stretch that heavily featured Tengen and Gyutaro, it's still an amazing battle, true. It's a segment that's largely carried by the context, by the effort, and the journey to get to this point of being so close to defeating an upper moon. But seeing Tengen clash with Gyutaro and him using his creativity to find a way to overcome the Demon Lord's blood blades was still something to behold. And who could forget the insane clash of blades they had as well. Kudos to the anime team for yet another amazing showdown, something we've all come to expect as the norm for Demon Slayer. We move on with a one-piece fight featuring Zoro and King. Zoro's been in some of modern One Piece's best fights. These 3 years have really done a lot to solidify this swordsman as one of my favourite characters in the show, and the fight with King is no exception. The Wano arc gave him more of an opportunity to shine with a primetime showdown against King, someone who's just as much of a master of the sword as he is. King and Zoro's back and forth is a thing of beauty, as is the way they executed their game plans on one another in the course of their grueling duel. In the end, it was Zoro's willpower that proved to be the decider. His aspirations gave him that one extra push to emerge victorious in this encounter, and watching it all unfold and manifest was nothing short of satisfying. And those are my favourite sword fights from 2020 to 2023. Hope you enjoyed this video, and if you've got any feedback, then don't forget to drop by the comments section. You can also follow ViniTube on social media with links provided in the description box. That's it for today. Hope to catch you in the next video. See you next time.